So we have this 2005 Chevy Trailblazer here, and we had to change the front differential. And there's a bunch of YouTube videos, or several at least, that talk about changing this front differential. And they have this technique and that technique, and all of them are for the 4.2 six-cylinder engine. This one happens to have a 5.3, and in most of these videos with the six-cylinder, they're moving the engine to the side, and they're undoing the mounts, picking it up, moving it to the side a little bit, and the thing comes out. But on these V8s, the exhaust manifold is too close to the frame, and you can't really do that. So I'm looking online, and there's no YouTube videos for the 5.3, and there's things in forums and things, and they say you just have to pull this whole engine out to do it on a V8 one. So I thought I would let everybody know. I did get this one out, and I put the new one in without pulling the engine, and I did have to raise it up. I undid the mounts and raised it up a little bit. You can see it didn't come up very far, because there's your intake manifold and there's your firewall thing where the dash is there. It's not much space there. Didn't have to raise it up much, but here's what I did. We have this, hang on one second, get this glove on here. We have this power steering thing here, and it's got the power steering pump on there, and it's this whole big bracket thing, and it was not on there, and the alternator is right on top of it. And the alternator goes on these two bolts here, and I just looked down there and I thought, man, if that stuff was gone, that thing might come up through there. So I took the alternator off and didn't even unhook it. I just laid it over there with everything still hooked onto it. Of course, I got the battery terminal off, and I did this because I was going to unplug the computer, and I did. So the computer's right here. See, here we are. There's the battery right there, straight down from the battery on the side. And there's two little bolts down there that hold that on, and I took them off. Can't really see them down there. There's two 10mm bolts down there in that place down there that take that off. Then I unplugged the negative battery, took the 3 plugs out of the computer so I could get it out of there. This one I just left in, and I just laid the computer up here on top of where the alternator is. And I got these tie down straps and just kind of held everything out of the way. Just kind of tied this thing up here against the battery, and tied the computer up out of the way, and I took those wiring harnesses that go down there, those are right in the way. I took and tied those off over here to the side, and that piece of that metal bracket right there has to come off, and that is nothing more than just a thing that holds a couple of wiring harnesses, but it's in the way. So I pulled that off, and then if I had taken the sway bar out, I could have wiggled it and maneuvered it, and it would have just come right out without any squeezing or work with bars. But I left the sway bar in there, and I had to just kind of gently squeeze it past that and kind of squeeze it up over the sway bar, and then it came out. And then I put the new one in, and not new, but a good used one, and I just kind of squeezed it back down with a bar and left the sway bar in there, and I think that was less work than pulling the sway bar out. But I thought I would make this information available because this wasn't too bad. I mean, I took the fan shroud out, and the fan, there's the water pump, there's where the fan was. And of course you just get an end wrench and put it on this nut and tap it with a hammer. You get kind of a small hammer, and you want velocity more than impact for these. And they have a tool just for this, but I just use an end wrench, just put it on there and tap it with a small hammer until it comes loose. And the fan and the shroud have to come out together. The fan's got this ring on it, and it won't come out. It won't come out of the shroud when it's in there. You got to take the shroud and the fan out, and of course there's a plug right here. You got to unplug. That wasn't too bad. And then taking the computer out, I just got those 2 bolts from the wheel well down here. In fact, you can see them there. This 10mm bolt right there, and there. Can't tell where I'm putting my finger when I'm looking at the phone. So there's those 2. It takes an end wrench. I just got a ratcheting end wrench because you can't fit a socket between that. Then the computer came out, and I I just wanted to make this video because there wasn't one, and I wish everybody the best of luck. Of course, there's my intake tube. Took it off, and that was a snap. And we'll get the belt back on and everything back in there and be done. Thanks so much.